Today I'm in Marshall, North Carolina, and I'm at my friend Adam and Sarah's beautiful homestead here, and they just started a potting soil business, and today I'm going to show you guys what that's all about. Today I'm in Marshall, North Carolina, at my friend Adam's place. Tell everyone, what are we doing here? What do you got going on?
We're at DIRTCRAFT Organics, and we're blending up custom batch potting soils. So this is our seedling mix. This is a base recipe right here, and this is the mixer. I'll turn it on and I'm gonna make a batch. So this is blood meal. High in nitrogen. This is bone meal. It's high in calcium and phosphorus. This is gypsum. It's another calcium source. This is alfalfa. It's a lot of trace minerals, but also another nitrogen source. This is called the diatomaceous clay. Trace mineral source, but it also helps with water retention and increasing the ability of the mix to hold nutrients. And this is a product called Char Granules. It's a inoculant source of various mycorrhizal and beneficial bacteria in a biochar base.
So the initial, there's a base, and then you just add to it?
Right. All of our products, we do like a light version, which would just be the base recipe. So in this case, that is compost, coconut coir. We use rice hulls as a perlite replacement for aeration, as well as pine barks. And that's the base recipe. Once we get into the mixer, we can refine our recipe to add the correct amount of nutrients.
And this is for potting soils mainly?
Potting soils for container growing, okay. Also seedling starting mixes, and we also do like custom top dress mixes. So okay. If you were to amend your existing garden. And
then you could just throw in or take out whatever that particular person needs? Is that how it works? Like,
we would base it off of a soil test and
right.
a lab analysis, and we could add or subtract what might be deficient. But yeah, it looks like it's mixing up pretty good. Just ordered a conveyor belt to be doing this task, but at the moment it's all hand shoveling.
How long did you guys start this?
We just launched this fall. The idea has been in the works for almost 2 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just some of that was market research and some of it was trialing potting soil mixes.
How did you get into wanting to do potting soil?
As part passion and part seeing the need. I started out farming and then I got really into compost, and I had an opportunity several years back to help start a commercial composting business. So we were taking food waste and creating a soil amendment. And just from that, I saw the need for alternative potting soils, and a lot of the product out there was getting shipped in from really far away. So like the Southeast doesn't necessarily have a lot of the manufacturing of this type of product, and it's definitely needed.
Right.
This is just like a fabric barn, I think it's called. Pretty affordable ag building. We were able to put it up and, you know, get undercover to just get started. So this is a block of coconut coir. It's compressed like at a 5-to-1 compression. So when we add water, it will expand. Coconut coir is really becoming a preferred media for growers as opposed to peat for a variety of reasons. It's a renewable resource. It doesn't dry out the way that peat media dries out, so it doesn't have as many problems with re-wetting, with the shrinking in the in a seedling tray, etc. This is a 1 cubic yard quantity. We sell it like this to farmers bulk, ready to go mix. No further processing required. And this type of mix should be able to sustain the plant until the roots take up the entire pot, which is usually the point at which you transplant out into the field. So another kind of new ingredient that is you're starting to see in some potting soils now is rice hulls. And these are actually, it's a replacement for perlite. You know, perlite's a mined material. It has a really like high embodied energy. So this is more of a renewable product. It's a byproduct of the rice industry in, I believe, Arkansas. And it's super high in silica also, so it has a lot of other advantages. And it's providing an aeration to the soil, so keeping it from compacting so that there's a lot of airspace for good root growth.
You have your own bags.
Yep.
Too, right?
Yeah,
wow, that's awesome.
we sell bagged product in addition to the bulk products for growers. So this is our bag. It's 1.5 cubic foot. We may add like a smaller 16 quart size for retail down the road. We're just starting to get into some retailers. Like this is only our 2nd or 3rd month in production here, and spring hasn't even hit yet. So hopefully we'll be in several more in the like Western North Carolina area. Like I said, we're about to get a conveyor belt to help with some of this. Yeah, so it's just, these are grain and seed bags. We chose this style bag, one, because they're incredibly durable. You can stack and restack a pallet and you're not going to break and lose material, but also they're breathable. So a big piece of what we're trying to promote and why our product stands apart is that we're adding all this beneficial biology. And if you seal it up in an anaerobic environment, that biology dies. And that's why maybe you've bought a bag of something at a big box store, you open it up and it has that terrible kind of wetland smell.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's not what you want.
Wow.
Yep, and that goes on the pallet.
And that just sewed it all up?
Yep. Super durable. And what I'm trying to do is create a potting soil that's different than anything that's out there in the market. So everything we do is peat free. You know, peat, not only does it have some challenges as a growing media, but it's incredibly destructive to wetlands. And so as our planet faces like this growing climate catastrophe, wetlands in like the northern hemisphere are incredibly fragile and important ecosystems to preserve. And what the horticulture industry has been doing is just straight up clear cutting. It's surface mining of wetland material, basically. So this is like sphagnum peat moss that has grown and then died in a wetland, and it has not broken down because it's in this submerged in water. And so when you harvest it, it's incredibly destructive. And so the coconut coir, getting away from mined materials when possible, using renewable sources for fertilizer, that's also part of it. This is called a deck screener. One of the big parts of our product is we include a high percentage of compost in each mix. And so with the deck screener, we can screen out the woody elements of that compost and get a super fine material, something you'd want to see in a seedling mix where, you know, that texture and right mixture is important. And so, but we're getting a finer material and we're screening out the very woody material. And so now you can really kind of do a side-by-side of this super fine compost concentrate almost. That's all the humic matter. That's what you're really getting a lot of good biology from. But then I have this byproduct that's like a very high fungally dominant mulch that's also, you know, gonna fertilize my fruit trees.
Okay, so from here it goes to that pile over there?
Yep.
Okay.
From here I'm going into this bay where I'm essentially bucket mixing it, the base recipe. So, you know, we've got our coconut coir that's been watered down. We add our compost.
And then you mix it all in here?
Yep.
And
you know, I have the seedling mix is a little bit different, a bit of a recipe than like a container mix.
And then this is just the base.
Yep.
Of what's in your product.
Exactly.
Okay. And then from here goes to the mixer. Mixer goes to bagging.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Take a look at this greenhouse. Yeah, let's check out your greenhouse, man. I was helping them put posts in.
Driving posts,
Yeah.
putting up all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, so I haven't actually seen it finished, so this is awesome, man.
Yep.
Let's see this thing.
Got a row of spinach, arugula, various salad mixes.
I mean, you test all the soils
We're
out?
constantly trialing different soils. We're coming up with new recipes. We're mixing custom blends for other growers, and then if we have extra, I do my own side-by-side trial, just because we're always trying to learn and improve the product. And we also, plant out as much as we can and give away a lot of seedlings. And we try to grow as much as of our own food here on the homestead as well. So that's like always been part of the vision. There's kind of a myth in the horticulture industry and agriculture in general is like pests and disease are like this major problem, and we need to have a completely sterile environment and hit every potential pest and insect with pesticides and insecticides and fungicides. And really in nature, what's happening is the beneficials are addressing all of those same challenges with their own solutions. And so when you start with a completely sterile media, it's fine if you are in that mindset and you're going to go all synthetic. But when you're in organic agriculture, these beneficials are our friends and allies, and growing a healthy, nutrient-dense plant that's going to survive without effort.
And that's where the living soil comes in.
Yep.
All right, so awesome place, awesome business that you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
Where can people find your product?
We'll be at garden centers in the Asheville and greater Western North Carolina region. And if you're a farmer or growing at scale, just reach out, dirtcraftorganics.com, and get you some potting soil.